Hello everybody, welcome back to Key West for our little Friday evening bike ride, and we are on our way out to Smathers Beach. Got a couple of locations to check on for you guys. So we are on our way out. Currently riding down Atlantic Avenue. So we are going to check on the south side, on the Atlantic side of the island, so the part that has been hit by both the winds and the waters. We have a lot of other areas that mainly had flooding. And so right now we're on our way over to Smathers Beach, our biggest beach, towards the airport. So it's a little bit further out. I thought I was going to make it on time, but apparently not. So I'm starting the stream on my way over. We're going to check on the Margaritaville beach house. We're not going to go all the way to the airport, but that's one of the places we're going to check out today. We're going to check on the Coconut Beach Resort. We're going to check on the Santa Maria Suites and the Key West Wildlife Center. And then have a look at the Southernmost buoy. Because as I mentioned, we could see that there was part of the concrete that the buoy was standing on that was kind of giving in. And we had a couple of inches in difference in height in some areas, the most external edge basically. You'll see in a bit. We're gonna go and check that out, but I heard that it is sinking in a little bit more, so there might be some repairs going to happen there as well. As for Higgs Beach is still closed because there is a lot of sand that has been displaced. We're gonna ride by, so you're gonna get an idea of the amount of sand that is currently still stored on the street. But it all looks pretty neat and clean, so at least they kind of gathered all the sand in one spot. Salutes on the beach is still closed. One of the rare restaurants still being closed at this point. Pretty much the whole area of the island, where we mainly have tourists visiting, is open. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, I had a trip planned to Key West, by all means, please do come. We are open. And today we're just going to check in on the parts that have really been hit the hardest on the Atlantic side. And we're checking out the spots that you want us to go and look at. It is pretty windy on the island today. This is a lot of work. So let's see the progress we have here on our way to Smathers. So I know Smathers Beach is open. The beach itself, I know since the space is a little bit more restricted with all the construction vehicles getting the sand back off the road, I think they created a makeshift pedestrian and bike path. The free food distribution for those hit by the flooding in Bahama Village. So a lot of people currently don't have anything in their houses. The houses are drying up, but all the furniture had to be moved out, all the appliances. So the food distributions have been extended. They were initially only last week, and then they were like during the week, this week, and it has been extended today and tomorrow. Initially the last day was supposed to be yesterday. Looking peaceful over here. So this looks a lot better than last time we were here. So the street is almost cleared. Last time the street was blocked, but they kindly let us pass. So it looks like this part here has been cleaned up nicely. The sand is back on the beach. So if you're coming to Key West and you go to the beach, Smathers is definitely a good option. As I mentioned before, Higgs Beach is still closed, so you might want to come all the way out here. It's our longest beach anyways. And it looks like even you can actually park here again. I was kind of worried. I was wondering because they said, they've created this makeshift bike and pedestrian path. So I figured that, you might not necessarily be able to come here by car, but you do. So I would be pretty sure I would officially declare Smathers Beach to be up and running, whether you come by car or if you bike over here. And our first stop is coming up to our left here. Checking on the Margaritaville beach house. Looking pretty good to me. No visible damage here whatsoever. So here, this side towards the beach, looking really good. So no damage over here. All the palm trees seem to be here. So doing good. You might still want to call them in case they have some water damage in some of the rooms or something, although I doubt. They seem to be pretty high up. You can tell, they have all the lower part here is probably mainly parking, and they could move the cars. So, but you might still want to check. You never know. If you booked at the Margaritaville Beach house, seems to be doing good, and it's definitely open, as you can see here from the shuttles. Cool car. And the big sandal, the big flip-flop is here too. So all doing good. up and running here. Margaritaville Beach House. Right across from Smathers Beach. Looks like it's a beautiful sunset tonight. We're gonna have some nice colors. Riding our trike across the island, checking in on some of the areas on the Atlantic side that we covered pretty much right after the storm, so you know how bad it has been in certain areas. And we're gonna take the sidewalk though. Not gonna ride on the big South Roosevelt Boulevard. Thank you so much, Charles, for supporting our channel. Very much appreciated. Actually, we are going to ride past the Casa Marina in just a little bit. I think they did have some damage in their, you know, the area facing the water. And they might have had some flooding. They definitely look like they're trying to dry out the basement. You'll see there are a lot of trucks and a lot of big hoses going in and out, trying to get rid of the humidity. So the Casa Marina, it's still standing, but if you are booked at the Casa Marina, you might want to check if they have enough rooms available. Plus, again, as I said, I'm not sure about the status of their beach area. We're gonna check on the Coconut Beach Resort next door as well. So tonight we are doing some of your requests, so we can add the Casa Marina to the list. We'll do that. Chuck and Tamra, Texas, thank you. Doesn't that look all nice and pretty? You wouldn't even know what happened here two weeks ago. We do still have streets with, you know, old appliances and everything collecting. There are a lot of streets to clear, and we're gonna ride by some of them again. Thank you so much, Donnie. Congratulations on having power back up there in Port Charlotte. So this area here needs a little repair. Seems like all the concrete structures that were on some corners have been damaged. Over here definitely needs a little fixing. There's still some sand over here. So this means that now you can get to the airport from both sides of both North and South Roosevelt Boulevard. You know that Roosevelt Boulevard kind of runs around, I would say 60-70% of the island. And so immediately after Ian, the airport was only accessible while the airport was actually closed for a couple of days, and then you could access the airport coming the long way around the island, so you kind of had to drive up the Gulf side, make it through the triangle, and then access the airport from coming in from the other Keys side rather than coming from downtown. So coming in from the Stock Island side. So airport is now open in both directions, so you can access. But then again, you know, it's not like it was a giant detour. It's a small island. So over here in all these apartment blocks to our left and in the houses to our right, the ground floors got flooded quite a bit. This has dried up nicely. I think in our previous stream this was still underwater. So from here we headed over to the Key West Wildlife Center and Higgs Beach, the Casa Marina Hotel, the Coconut Beach Resort, the Santa Maria Suites, and I think we're also gonna check on the southernmost point to see how things are going. Well, depending on how much daylight we can still catch. So these areas here are all cleaned out, looking much better. Guys, if there are any places still left on your list to go and check out after Hurricane Ian, let us know. You can contact us through our Facebook page, Right on the Rock, or you can email me at media@rightontherock.live, and then we're going to try to include your stop into our future streams. So we're here on Atlantic Boulevard. It is a long ride from Smathers Beach to Higgs Beach, White Street Pier, and the Key West Wildlife Center. let's get on the road. So over here we just still have sand that needs to be redistributed. Over here we still have some work to do. Those palm trees haven't been cleared. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Key West and happy Friday, everybody. We are on the Atlantic side of the island, on the south side, checking in on the progress of cleaning up everything after Ian. We have the White Street Pier coming up to our left, and the AIDS Memorial has been cleaned up. There was a lot of sand to move. So this here, all clear. So the access to White Street Pier. Over here, this is the access road to Higgs Beach, and you can see Saluta's restaurant in the back, as well as the West Motello Tower and the Key West Garden Club. So these areas, even if they have not been damaged right now, they cannot be accessed because everything is closed. I know some of you asked about those spots specifically as well. I promise we're gonna come and check those out as soon as things reopen. So for now, no access to this, especially during the day when they are using the big construction vehicles to clear the sand. There is still quite some work to do here. So we have to ride around this area. And we're gonna check in on the Wildlife Center. I know they open, I know they're actively rescuing birds and other Key West wildlife. So I know they are definitely open for the animals. I'm not sure they open for visits just yet, but I guess we'll find out. We'll see if we can read the sign. So welcome to the Key West Wildlife Center here just off White Street Pier. And in case, if you're not familiar with the Wildlife Center, they're taking care of herd wildlife, which includes the chicken. So if you find a herd chicken or a little lost chick, and we have done this before, you can bring it here and you can actually put them right in those cages and then call the number that is on there, and they're gonna come right out and pick them up. And the admission is actually free if you want to come and visit this. The Key West Wildlife Center, of course, they appreciate donations. And they do 24/7 wildlife rescues. So you bring your animal that you found and you can leave it right here. And yes, there is a turtle right there. Somebody found a turtle. You would be surprised at all the weird stuff that, you know, that people find right now after the flooding. I know there were a lot of lost pets, and a lot of the especially the cats, a lot of the lost cats, they kind of would end up in different parts of the island, because by instinct they seem to go to the higher laying areas. So you know, right now they do find cats pretty far away from home, not just like one street over. but in totally different areas because they just seem to wander off to the higher areas. So we do see a lot of, you know, posts about lost cats, and then, you know, the cat has been found, and then it has been found like in a totally different area of town. So the Key West Wildlife Center, as I mentioned, doing good, actively rescuing the Key West wildlife again. They were actually more restrictive for public access after COVID, because they were primarily focusing on rescuing the animals with limited staff. So definitely worth a visit though, and I know we plan to do this several times for a stream. And then when I called them, they said, oh no, we're not open today. And so we had that planned one day. Definitely have to try to set that up again. So we're on our way over to the Casa Marina. And we can't go the usual way by the water by Higgs Beach, because that is all closed off. So all the tennis courts here, you still see the sand on there. They're not wide normally. They're still covered in sand. Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you so much, Carol. You guys rock. So let me show you the current access, or I should say non-access, to Higgs Beach. I think you see those giant sand dunes over there. That's all the sand that they took out of the streets. So all this here is closed. So yes, there is still some work to do. So all this sand is the sand that was in the street and on some of the tennis courts. And here is the Casa Marina. It's a miracle how that tree came down. You see the how it kind of took away the whole sidewalk. It's a miracle how it didn't damage the house anymore. Looks like they have a really sturdy roof. And let's get a little closer. So it looks like, judging by the cars, that they are open as a hotel. As I mentioned earlier, I know they had some damage on their water side, you know, their outdoor space. but they do seem to be open overall. So again, if you are booked at the Casa Marina hotel, just make sure you check with them. And who knows, they might have some special rates right now if they don't have the pool area and the beach. Because over here, this is also part of the Casa Marina, and you'll see how they are trying to dry up everything. Look at all those trailers. So a lot of cleaning and drying going on over here at the Casa Marina. Again, they seem to be open, or at least function with a limited amount of rooms. There is a lot of sand over there. I see construction vehicles on that beach. So of course they are working on it, I'm just saying. Make sure you double check. Over here we have the Coconut Beach Resort, if I'm not mistaken. So they do have some damage here in the lower parts. I think the rooms higher up did good. Coconut Beach Resort has cleaned up pretty well here. The whole pool area has been cleaned up. I mean, it was full of sand and everything. So that is looking pretty good. And as I said, the damage over here seems to affect mainly some of the low-lying areas. Again, on this side of the island, don't really build on ground level, so they are prepared for a certain amount of flooding. But of course they did have some pretty high wind gusts over here. I think we reached 79 miles per hour on this side of the island, measured at the airport. So this area here, you know, their whole outdoor area of the Coconut Beach Resort has cleaned up nicely. So I don't think they're gonna be staying closed for a very long time. And I don't know if you can see it, but over there we have the after deck bar at Louie's backyard, so the after deck, and they have put up the siding. Again, we're gonna try to access from a little bit closer from the other side. So Coconut Beach Resort actively working on getting back on track. Over here they already replaced all the gates that were broken here at the Casa Marina, Barefoot Billy's. And man, it's getting dark fast now. So I was planning on taking you to the southernmost buoy and end the stream there. We're gonna see if we can even make it that far, if it gets too dark for the camera. So over here, Coconut Beach Resort, working on it. Look like they got some bricks to replace the pavement here. But their offices are open, they have light there, so give them a call in case they are planning on staying closed longer. I don't think so. As I mentioned, the pool area looked pretty clean to me. And then this here, I don't know if you remember, we rode through this. It was covered in mud and seaweed and we could barely get through there on the trike. So this is all the sand that they found in the street and on the sidewalks. Look, all the sand is gone. Last time we were here, they kind of built a path in the sand. So looking pretty good, and I am very briefly taking you guys over so we can get a closer look at how the beach is doing. So look, there is an actual sidewalk here. So there is definitely some work going on here. The beach has been cleaned off. Look, you can see the sand. And believe it or not, I hear voices. The restaurant is open. Louie's backyard has already reopened. I had no idea. There you go, restaurant is open, and over here the bar is closed until further notice. Let's see if we can just like sneak a little. Nah, it's kind of locked. We can go through here. So on the beach side here, you get a closer look of the after deck bar. I know a lot of people you're worried about. So again, it's a concrete slab. And they took down the siding, as they always do during a storm. They did have some damage on the actual bar, but the roof is there. They found pieces of the bar a little bit further down the street. So they're rebuilding that, but I would say that doesn't look too bad. Over here we have a private home, so that's not looking so good. There's some construction going on here on their end. Looks like the dog beach. Dog beach has been reclaimed by the dogs. So over here they are rebuilding this part too. That house looks pretty dark. And over there you can see the lights at the reach as well, so the restaurant is open, which makes me assume that the hotel itself is open as well. Maybe a couple less rooms, but hey, great news. Louie's backyard is open, not the after deck bar just yet, but yay, you can come and dine with an ocean view. It is reopened. That's pretty cool. You might have to walk past all those mountains of sand, but hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if we can make it to the southernmost point and still see something, or if it's really getting too dark. Oh, I'm actually going to switch on my lights. Hang on. Okay, Captain Cluckett, would you like some light too? Let me see if my pink lights work. Ah, barely. Not really. Okay. So yes, guys, that was the surprise of the night. I really thought they would still take a while to reopen. That's really cool. So I don't know if you know Louie's backyard. It's actually 3 different places in this little building. You have Louie's backyard, which is the main restaurant on the ground floor. You do have a second floor. We call it Louie's upstairs. I think it does have a slightly different name. The Cafe at Louie's or something, I'm not sure. So there is another place upstairs. Doesn't take reservations. Has a couple of tables with a great view and mainly has like lots of small plates, you know, like tapas style. So that is really nice. If you can't get a reservation at Louie's backyard, you can always come there and see if you can get a seat upstairs. So that's kind of like a little hidden gem we kind of like to go to from time to time. It's got a beautiful view if you get one of those. I think they have like 3 outdoor tables for 2 people. So 3 tiny little 2-people tables. Really cute. So upstairs, Louie's. And of course you do have the after deck bar that we just checked out and that still needs a little repair. So it's a great place to come and you know, if you can't get a seat to eat, you can just have your drink at the bar. You know, see if they have a table upstairs. I do highly recommend though to have a reservation for the main area downstairs, which is more like, you know, white tablecloth dining at Louie's backyard itself. So I do recommend having a reservation for that. But again, you know, when the after deck is open and you kind of just want to go and have a little sip on a little drink by the water, that's definitely a good spot to go. Hey, thank you so much Izzy and Rob for the super chat. It is getting quite dark, but we're almost there. Our destination for tonight is the Southernmost point. For the Southernmost Afterglow, we're here on South Street. Oh, I forgot the Santa Maria. Sorry, Santa Maria Resort over here. I promised I would check on that one too. So here you go. Definitely open. And over here the Reach Hotel at the end towards the water. Doing good as well. They had some damage outside in the pool area too, but we just saw that the restaurant is up and running, so I'm pretty confident they are doing okay. Again, if you're staying there, give them a call in case there is any water damage that can't be seen from the outside. So the Santa Maria doing good as well. This used to be a Japanese restaurant. I think now it's like a Spanish kind of restaurant called Milagro. Heard good things about it. Over here, Anna's Cuban Cafe did actually pretty good. I don't think they closed. So again, if there are any spots you want us to check on, you can let us know via our Facebook page, Right on the Rock. Just shoot us a message, or you can contact me via email at media@rightontherock.live. And we'll include, or we'll try to include, your location into one of our future streams. But please keep in mind that we only have a bike. So no Stock Island locations, please. on the intersection South Street and Duval Street. The southernmost house has lights on. Here's the southernmost point bar and Sandy's Cafe food truck. And we are catching the last rays of sun, or I should say the reflection of them right here at the southernmost buoy. Looks like Our Lady is doing good, so the buoy itself did pretty well. Let me see if I can get any closer. So there you can see where, maybe it might be too dark. That's where the concrete chipped a little bit on the actual buoy. But this is the part I was mentioning. So it's too dark for you to see, but there is about, I would say like 4 inches, 5 inches differences in height. So there's a big crack in the concrete here at the southernmost buoy. So that is something that is going to be addressed soon. Looks like the water kind of hollowed out some of the area here on the right on the edge. And the cable hut is still open. Always has a door. The door has been kind of disappeared in the storm, so it's really nice. It's too dark for me to show you guys. But hey, thank you so much for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed our little trike ride on the south side of the island, checking in 2 weeks after Hurricane Ian. Here, ending our stream at the southernmost point. Take care everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow from Captain Tony's Saloon at 2:45 in the afternoon. So stay safe everybody, have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.